I am back. This is Gilly Reviews. We got another media breakdown today, man. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, man. Hopefully, I can get some good live viewers to come in and interact with me, man, and even hop on panel, bro. Because, man, right now, bro, I just need help, man, with what's going on in the world, my nigga. Like, honestly, I don't get it. Oh, what's good, Joe? Cool, man. My brother right there, man. Maybe you can hop up whenever you get a chance if you got a chance. But yeah, man, we're gonna break down some of this some top stories going on right now, man. We finna get on ice. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things really going on in the world of politics right now, man. Um, it's really crazy with the tactics that's been happening. We got a resurgence of a new Black Panther Party that people are saying is not too black, and they don't understand if they really on code with uh the old Black Panther Party, right? So we gonna talk about them a little bit. We're gonna talk about ICE in general. Um, gonna talk about just a couple of local things happening around my area, and just whatever I can just really run through in my next little hour and a half here. So we're gonna go and get started. We're not gonna wait. We're not gonna get too talky right now. And we're gonna start off with, what would you do if ICE were just to enter your home without a warrant? And this is going for all people. It's not just an immigrant question. This is an all people question right now, man. What would you do if ICE just decided, well, we're coming in your house, no warrant, no nothing? This is already things that law enforcement in general have been doing, but now ICE has that authority, or at least it's been now revealed to the people that they have that authority. So we're gonna go over to CBS where they're talking about this story, and I'm gonna give you a little analysis on it.
We're also learning about a newly disclosed whistleblower complaint that shows ICE was authorized to forcibly enter people's homes without a judicial warrant. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez joins me in studio now to discuss this. Camilo, good morning.
Good morning.
Talk to us about this memo. It seems key, and what exactly the memo says.
Errol, this memo represents a marked and major change in U.S. immigration policy. Historically, ICE agents have been instructed to refrain from going into private property, people's homes, unless they have a judicial warrant signed by a judge. That is because the Constitution has long been interpreted to mean that federal, state, and local officials cannot enter private property without that judicial warrant. But with this memo signed in May of 2025, but just disclosed yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security is essentially arguing that the agents on the ground can bypass that constitutional protection if it involves people who have deportation orders. In other words, immigrants who have been ordered deported by an immigration judge or an immigration court. The memo authorizes agents in those situations to enter private property by force to arrest and detain and process for deportation people who have final deportation orders. Again, without a judicial warrant, only having an administrative immigration warrant signed by the agency, not by a judge. This will likely trigger significant legal challenges because, again, the Constitution has been interpreted to mean that you cannot conduct a search without a warrant.
So this tells us how this administration is interpreting the Constitution to allow these ICE agents to conduct this.
Interpreting the Constitution. I don't think they're interpreting the Constitution at all. I don't think the Constitution even fucking matters to anybody in power right now. If the Constitution doesn't explicitly give them the power to do something, they're gonna figure out a way around this shit. And that's the whole thing where I feel like legality becomes a fucking flaw. It becomes a crutch for the people who want to be law-abiding citizens. When you have the lawbreakers in power telling you, well, we're not going to follow the law, but you better. You better follow immigration law, but I'm not going to follow the Constitution. fucking crazy shit, bro, that we living in. This is the world we living in. And because we have people with slow, bigoted minds, they're gonna tell me that, hey man, it's all right. They shouldn't be over here in the first place. These immigrants are taking jobs, they're doing this and they're doing that, they're raping and killing. Like, a lot of people don't know. I don't know if Joe, if you heard about Dakar Thompson, man. It's a right winger, not a right winger, but a right wing story that has been circulating all over social media about this black chick, man, that she got raped and brutalized by an immigrant. And the whole time it's being used as this story to kind of be like, well, why isn't the left talking about this? And why isn't the left talking about that? And my thing is that it's like I definitely find it like I have an issue with anybody being brutalized, raped, and I have an issue with anybody doing it, immigrant, citizen, regardless. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely get where you can use the idea that if we didn't have that said immigrant in the country, then that would have been avoided. But I mean, at the same time, what I don't get about people when it comes to like really thinking logically, with all the different uh fucked up mentalities and perverse, you know what I'm saying, ways of doing things that we have out here in society. Who's to say that this woman wouldn't have found her same fate in some other situation later on down the line? And I don't wish that on anybody, and I'm not saying that would have happened. And honestly, if we could have maybe kept him out of the country, maybe it would have got been avoided. But at the same time, it's just like we also talking about a lot of businesses losing revenue right now. A lot of businesses, like, I think deportations is I'm not deportations, but border crossings are like down damn near 100%. Like, we damn near got nobody crossing the border at this point. And a lot of industries are showing like for that shit. Like, I get it that we don't want people to get hurt and raped, even though this is like one case, one or two cases, three cases every, like, man, it's not, I can't even give you a real statistic because it rarely happens that you have immigrants causing the majority of like any hate crime, any violent crime, any kind of crime, you know what I'm saying, toward women. Like, it's not too many times that you will have and I can go pull up the statistic, but I feel like the point is just fucking like it's gonna fall on deaf ears regardless. If the stat doesn't work in a certain person's favor or certain people's favor, then it's usually it's not even brought up. Because if that was the case, we would realize by now that all these black people are being exonerated for crimes, and this is something I'm gonna touch on briefly with a man who was executed in 1956, and he was just exonerated with a few days ago, which I feel like is just like cheap ass, I don't know, feel good moment type story to even put out there. Cause like, why the fuck tell me about the fact that y'all literally killed a man because y'all convicted of a murder, and now in 2026 you realize that this man is innocent and decided, you know what, I'm gonna tell the world that he was really innocent. Like, I'm in class today, and my teacher, he's, you know what I'm saying, one of those the few, because like people really think that the colleges are super liberal, especially in Texas. They not. It's very conservative. Like, most of these people, even when they come from other places, it's like when you come to Texas, you mold into Texas culture. You don't, most strong personalities from other places, they usually don't just stand out in and lead the pack and sway people. Like, the liberal is like the liberal side of it is literally in the cities, but right here where I'm out here in the country, it's very conservative. Very conservative. Colleges, very conservative. And I honestly feel like that about even some of the city universities, man. It's very conservative people out there still. They're just a little bit more liberal than maybe the rural area people. But my point is, like, I had a teacher. He's and this teacher he's blind, but he's also very liberal, man, about like how he speaks about things. Like when he tells it, he's telling it straight up, like the history. He ain't gonna sugarcoat that shit, none of that shit. He literally, hey, how many? He's trying to get us to say rich white men are the fucking problem in America, and it's been that way since the founding, which I agree with, and I know that for a fact. And if you anybody who actually breaks down any of this shit, man, I mean, we got literally writings from rich people of that time. We got writings from poor people. We have writings from slaves. We have writings from all these different people. And if you actually do your due diligence and dissect any of that information, not even have to dissect a lot of it, then randomly pick through a letter any one of these places, and you're gonna get some racist, bigoted, fucked up, sexist, like shit, bro. Some even borderline pedophilic. Because a lot of these people didn't feel like what they was writing was wrong at the time when they wrote it. A lot of people were literally telling you how they felt about niggas. And one thing about it, man, niggas was loved when we were made to work for free, and a lot of us that decided not to, rebel in that regard. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only niggas that was hated back in the day when slavery was actually happening were the rebellious niggas. The thoughtful, insightful niggas. The niggas that's actually sitting over here thinking, like, what's going on with this? This shit is not right. Like, even if they were like second, third generation on the plantation, at some point, you know what I'm saying? I think it's human nature to feel like something isn't right with a motherfucker dictating your every fucking move. And we're in a regime right now because I feel like for the most part we have progressed past a lot of our fucked up past. But we're in a regime right now where they're literally in our faces trying to roll back everything that we done ever like move forward toward. And the fact that a lot of more people don't look at that shit and see that shit as alarming is a fucking problem to me, man. It's like that's why it's like hard for me to even try to engage in conversations with a lot of people on this online shit because it's literally black faces out here defending the shit out of Trump as if this motherfucker ain't literally doing the shit he doing, shitting on our black leaders, shitting on the things that gave us the rights that we have right now, or help keep our rights codified. Because technically, when you put shit in amendments into the Constitution supposed to be supreme land of the law. If you say I'm free except for punishable by crime, which is was a loophole in itself, then you know what I'm saying. I'm supposed to be free except for when I'm not doing. I'm committing some kind of crime. But see, the thing is, they manipulate what a crime is. Oh, you outside and you ain't doing nothing, nigga. Oh yeah, man, you criminal. That's loitering. It's vagrancy. You know. So even then, like I say, it's the loophole in itself. But I'm born here as a citizen. I got birthright citizenship, and that's the 14th Amendment, right? Yeah, many niggas were literally born still into slavery, going into 1903, 1920, 1940. And I ain't gonna keep going on this because we supposed to be on ice, man. But my point is that shit, this country got a lot of fucked up shit going on, man. And this regime is help bringing that back full strong and overtly, not even covertly. It's not even on some like secret shit. This is on straight up. Hey, I'm in your face with it. We racist, and we don't give a fuck how you feel about it.
operation. But how are members of Congress reacting, considering they may have a different interpretation of the Constitution?
Well, Democratic lawmakers are saying that this policy is blatantly illegal, that it violates and tramples on the U.S. Constitution and against that protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. But they're also now calling on Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, an acting ICE director, the person who actually signed this memo, to testify in front of Congress, to be pressed and grilled about these changes and their legality. I should underscore that the Department of Homeland Security is standing behind the legality of this directive, telling us in a statement that it only affects people who they believe have received full due process and who have been ordered deported from the country.
A key memo. I'm sure we'll hear much more.
And yeah, that's how it always be. It's just technically not that we're going to be going after just anybody. We're going to only go after people who have the deportation order. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to probably go into the home of somebody who's probably a citizen. Because, I mean, it's the illegal person going to have a house of their own and be living by themselves, or in a house full of illegals or something. Maybe that's what they think, that all illegals just stay together and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I ain't going to sit here and say that I necessarily have a problem with it per se, because I do get the whole thought process of somebody crossing the border illegally. We need to get somebody who especially has been ordered to be deported, because most likely they might have done something wrong, right? They might have, you know what I'm saying, committed a crime as well to put themselves on the radar to even not even get a chance to because at this point, man, it's a lot of immigrants can pretty much get their citizenship, especially under the Biden and even Obama years, even though Obama was deporting the shit out these niggas as well. You know what I'm saying? They were able to get where they could make themselves citizens and have citizenship. You know what I'm saying? So but hey, what's up with it, Joe? Man,
It's good, yeah.
You catch any
I catch all
video?
I catch all of they just said here you said that they gonna go into they probably gonna end up going to citizen's crib, and then you're right about that. But even more importantly, I think this is that slippery slope shit, like it's a tongue twister. You're overlooking the big thing. They said that if I heard it right, I may have to hear it again, but if we consider if they've already had due process, we're deporting them. I'm wondering what their due process is. I bet it doesn't mean they've had their day in court. I bet
Nah,
it
I mean that
means
shit is different than ours, so they don't necessarily have a full up trial and shit like that. They probably have some kind of whatever those I guess they call them really administrators more than judges, but the immigration judges, administrator type people, they sit them in front of, I guess, a certain number of them, and they make a decision, I think, on that shit usually.
yeah, but here's where I'm going is that that decision is probably made in most of their absence. It'll be a large part of them. They'll be like, we sent the papers out or he didn't show up. And I bet they're counting that as among him. He's had his due
Yeah,
process.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, we sent the letter out. He didn't show up. Now, if that's the case, this is why I said slippery slope. If they can do that for them, sent the letter out, he didn't show up, they can do it for anybody else now, including me and you. That's their entry into all of our cribs.
And honestly, they've been doing it, and that's what I was saying before. I actually even played the video that this shit is already things and tactics that American police do to citizens all the fucking time. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, because of, I guess you can say, propaganda or any of these other things that they have out there. We're taught that, you know what I'm saying, pretty much laws. If you're doing something, the only reason why laws would do the things that they're doing is because you're instantly looked at as guilty. Like everybody's looked at as, even if you're not guilty, the cop has to suspect you of being guilty and has to treat you as such. And this is something that's
Uh,
been, we all been taught to believe that's okay, and that's
Prove
not.
that you're not guilty every time a cop walks up, just in case you got to prove you're not guilty.
Yeah,
That's
as opposed to just,
crazy.
yeah, just living your life and the cop actually seeing crime and then doing something about it at that point. Because you have to
Well,
sit there.
well, 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 he'll never see a crime. He's really sitting around waiting on the call. He ain't gonna
Of
see
course,
shit, right?
of course. But my point is, seeing crime or getting it reported to you. But either one, if you're not actively out here seeking to, prevent crime, which I don't believe they are. I think most times they're just, targeting a certain group because they believe that they're criminal or
Yeah, in
trying
the
to make them
smallest
look
ways,
criminal. Yeah, the smallest group
maybe.
of people in the whole nation where most of the crime is actually your own people. You could literally, probably solve a lot of shit in America if we just, started paying attention to what's going on in white people's lives and communities and shit. Honestly. I hate that. I know people make that shit, think that this shit is so far fetched and it's nowhere that could be possible. Like, come on, all the crime is definitely in the hood, but trust me, it's not.
It depends on what you identify as crime. In order for all the crime to be in the hood, you must identify dope dealing and whatever the fuck we do, shooting each other over the dope as crime. And everything else, you'd have to not identify as a crime. For instance, all of the laws that ICE are breaking right now, the police are breaking, those aren't even crime. The big white collar crime shit, that's not a crime worthy of anything, slap on the wrist bullshit. The real crime is this shit that they do in the inner cities. Uh,
And the crazy
so
thing about it, the dope dealing and all that shit is definitely happened in all these white neighborhoods, man. You can say poor neighborhoods,
right,
whatever and shit, but I even
yeah,
say the sub fucking burbs, man. Like I watch this guy, man. His name is Trap University. I think he's from Chicago actually, and he talks a lot about a lot of different things. And one of them, in particular, he was talking about like rich kids being able to get away with crime and shit. And he was just dropping story after story of just different rich motherfuckers, bro, who did some stupid ass shit. I'm talking about damn near border like anybody else getting 20 years off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be an armed robbery in one case, I want to say
right.
one was a sexual assault. Uh, and these people are literally getting off scotch free. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I think
Yeah,
you remember the Brock Turner guy. Remember the one dude that I think he was saw the girl while she was like asleep behind a dumpster or some shit, and
uh,
he was going to Stanford though, so they only gave him 6 months probation.
I remember they had I forgot what they called it, Romeo and Juliet case before it was called that. What a 16, 17-year-old was dating. They went to college together. It was a black dude. He was a jock. And then he turned 18. She was still 17. And even though it happened all the time with the white people, they prosecuted him. He went to jail for that shit, for sex with a minor. And now they changed that law. They call it a Romeo and Juliet law.
Yeah,
But they didn't prosecute nobody else under that shit. To them, I don't know, two white motherfuckers not a crime. Black motherfucker do it as a crime.
yeah, for sure. Well, I'm gonna we're gonna look at a little video that I checked out. I wanted to throw into my little set of videos that I'm gonna play today. And this one
Let's
is
see what you got.
another one out of Chicago, man. Which you know what I'm saying is a hot spot for this ice bullshit right now.
Tell me
But
about it.
first off, before I even get into that, man, before I get into this video, I want to ask you a quick question, real quick, because I talked a little bit about it in the beginning. We're gonna talk about it later as well. But just because I just know you, the guy, what you do and stuff like that. How do you feel about this new Black Panther Party that start for something with in Philadelphia?
Fucking loving them. I've got clips and shorts. I'm loving them, man. I'm loving them. I'm like jealous. I'm envious, man,
Yeah,
because I don't think you can get away with that shit in Chicago because, how strict they are with the fucking gun shit here. But
yeah,
yeah, I
man. A
think
lot of
some more
people
people
finding
should model that shit.
a lot of people are finding a problem with these new Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk
I
about
was
it.
unaware, except some white motherfuckers may think they're too radical, but I assume you're talking about
Yeah,
other
which that
people
should
other than
only
that.
be the problem, right? You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
white people feel like it's a little too right. They talking too much shit. They talk about shooting a federal agent and shit. I
right.
heard
That's the
niggas
only
say
thing I
this
could
shit,
assume.
bro.
Okay,
I heard the
yeah.
niggas say literally yesterday while I was on the panel. You know what I'm saying? All black panel. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Man, they not on code with the old Black Panthers." I said, "What in particular he
In
not
what
on code
sense?
with?" And
Yeah.
he said exactly verbatim. Well, he's talking about shit like psyop shit, like shooting federal agents and shit like that. I was like, "Have you not listened to the old Black Panthers?
Uh,
Have you ever not
and
listened to their rhetoric and what they said?"
niggas, man, stop it.
And yeah, man, that shit baffled me, man. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and let this lady speak about her experience with Border Patrol, man.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on President Trump's mass deportation campaign in American cities. We went to Minneapolis, where immigration agents continue operations despite local opposition. Protesters have swarmed as agents make arrests, and some of those arrested are American citizens. 1 week after ICE officer Jonathan Ross shot and killed Renee Good, tensions remain high. But Good is not the only person to have been shot by federal agents during this nationwide immigration crackdown.
I just looked down and I looked at my hand, it was full of blood. That's when I realized, like, I actually got shot. And I just went like that, and like I saw like blood gushing out like a fountain. I'm just like, oh my God, like I got shot. You like the green ones, right?
Marimar Martinez is a teacher's assistant at a
What the fuck? How she get shot?
Put it in my desk.
Last October, Martinez, a U.S. citizen, was driving to her church when she came upon immigration agents on patrol as part of Operation Midway Blitz. She began broadcasting on Facebook Live, warning in Spanish that immigration agents were in the neighborhood. For 20 minutes, she says she honked her horn and tailed them. You don't think honking and following for 20 minutes is provoking them?
No, no.
The Department of Homeland Security says Martinez
Hey,
rammed the agent's
pause.
SUV, but Martinez says they rammed her.
It doesn't matter if
Yeah, that's the point
that.
that I would
Hold on, hold on. Even if that was, well, I'm not sure why the reporter would come up with. You don't think it's provoking them? Their interpretation of illegal activity, I could give a fuck less about. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That was the point that I would make. That you know what I'm saying. Like it doesn't matter if she's provoking an officer or not, because these are federal agents and with a specific job to do, and it shouldn't matter what a provocateur is doing unless it's like literally interfering, and that's not interfering.
Yeah, because they could get provoked by people filming them. That's provoking them. So I don't give a fuck about their interpretation of that person's breaking no laws. Leave them alone.
Yeah, but I think that because we have propaganda in society. Just like we have a lot of different propagandas. Propaganda is one guy that he does some videos, but he talks about just like how cop propaganda is pretty much enshrined in all of our media. From you know what I'm saying, he breaks down like Law and Order and all the
Hundred
different
percent.
cop shows
Oh,
and shit.
850 been all about life. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I think what that was about, because it was like that's the question that literally a law enforcement person or somebody defending law enforcement would say. So yeah, that's exactly where that came from. Do you want to continue with the video, or you got anything else?
I've actually seen it, but we can watch it. I thought it
Oh,
was interesting as fuck. All this time, Trump even said himself that she rammed the agents with her car and they had to shoot her and all that shit. And they just found her. I don't say no. The video shows otherwise.
In this surveillance footage, you can see Martinez's gray Nissan Rogue. The Chevy is being driven by Border Patrol agent Charles Exum. They say you rammed their car.
They're the ones that ran me, and I'm just like,
You never tried to run them
I never
over.
tried. No, no. The thing is, I never wanted to provoke them. I just wanted them out the neighborhood.
We did not find video of the collision itself, but Martinez says after the collision, she drove her car around the agent's vehicle because she was scared. What did you fear would happen?
I was like, I can't stay here. Like, they're gonna kill me. Who knows what they're gonna do, honestly. And I just wanted to go somewhere. I just stepped on the gas, and as I was passing them, I just saw them like drawing their guns, and I just like shrugged, and I just heard the shots.
Agent Exum fired 5 times, according to court records.
Oh,
He
God.
said he feared for his life.
I could show you all my wounds, honestly. I want to show you because I want people to see like what happened that day, because they just know I got shot 5 times, but they don't know where, right? So this is the first one I realized. I was like, oh, it's just a pepper pellet, but no.
Mm.
And then I got shot. right here. And then I have a wound on the side of my chest right here. And then
My bad.
I got 2 holes in my thigh. And then right here.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow.
It
Yeah,
lit her
you're
up.
covered in wounds.
Wounds, yeah. And I want people to see like what's going on, like the type of stuff they're doing.
Martinez drove to a nearby auto shop and was taken to a hospital. Hours later, the FBI showed up and arrested her on charges of assaulting, resisting, or impeding federal officers. DA
That's my thing, man. They can literally assault you, shoot you up, and then still want to take you to jail. And then they come to find out that they was the one that rammed her car in the first place. But people will still say, because she was riding around blowing the horn, saying whatever she was saying in Spanish,
She
which was probably
provoked them. That is the
immigration, y'all run. What the fuck? What's wrong with
that
that?
that's the part of it, the propaganda shit. We teach them to train them that uh what I might call trying to protect people who from these people who are breaking laws. We train everybody to call that provocation without using our critical judgment and all of that shit. If you see someone and I think they're being hurt, if it's a cop or anyone else, I say, hey, leave her alone. Someone else says he's provoking a cop. He's just
Or
doing his
interfering
job.
in the public duty. That's what I got for talking shit to a cop while they was trying to arrest one of my partners one time. You know what I'm saying? Interfering with a public duty. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was shit. I just kept going to jail for that shit. They wouldn't never drop the charge. And one day they just dropped it.
Yeah, I had one of those too. I didn't know until I just went back up to Texas a few months ago. You know, I was smoking weed. They pulled me over and wanted to search my car. And I was like, damn. And then they came back and was like, so which one of you is Joe Cool? And, you know, they was like, no, they're not search your car, man. If you don't want to search it, blah, blah, blah. But they thoroughly ran me. So, and them niggas ain't contacted me in months. So I'm assuming they dropped that shit else. Might have been pop. Because that's where the case is at in Texas.
Yeah, and they'll out, but they might have dropped it, but you'll never know. They'll hold that hole over your head for a minute, wait for you to
Oh,
come back.
yeah. We
All of a
went through that.
sudden,
It's been years. We've been going
hold
through it.
on. Because I mean, I'm telling you, I feel like they probably be watching it with all the people be doing with that type of shit you be doing anyway. Like, so
Yeah, I
you know
know
they
that's
peep
right.
y'all out trying to figure out where y'all when y'all coming in and all that shit,
I
man.
went to
I would like to do that
fucking
shit with you one day,
went,
man.
I
I
went
got a
to
little baby on the way though, so you know what I'm saying. Like I got a lot of shit going, but we gotta do that shit one day, at
uh,
least one night.
as far as them knowing, I went to Tucson. I hadn't been there in a couple of years, easy. And I went to somebody's court. Who's Tucson police suck. If you don't even watch these people. I went to his court, and on the way out, the police were out there to tell me to shake my hand and say, "You're Joe Cool. We've had you bookmarked. I've been wanting to meet you for years and all that." I'm like, "What the fuck? How y'all even know I'm here? What the fuck?
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
crazy."
But shit,
I
you
got
know,
a text too. Oh, that's what it was. Someone was live and they saw me in someone else's live. I wasn't live. Cause a friend saw me, and he texted and he said that those police, he's from Arizona, are paid to watch our vids, blah blah blah, and that is their job and all of that shit. I'm like, holy fuck,
yeah,
Dick Tracy was on it. All right, let's watch.
yeah. We can finish out this video real quick.
Jess called Martinez a domestic terrorist. What went through your mind when you heard that?
Like they're making it seem like I was like Bin Laden's daughter. I'm like, what? Like what? Like honestly, I
Yeah,
couldn't really
that's
process it.
wild.
The case against Martinez quickly fell apart. Prosecutors accused her of using her car to box in the Border Patrol agents. Martinez's lawyer, Chris Parenti, obtained another surveillance video. In it, Martinez can be seen driving along the left side of the Border Patrol SUV. When Agent Exum stopped and fired at Martinez, the video shows her car was not blocking his, contradicting the Department of Homeland Security's account of the incident.
Always.
DHS released a statement saying that their agents were boxed in by 10 cars. They couldn't move. What does the video that you obtained from a surveillance camera show.
There was nobody in front of this agent. If he simply wanted to move forward on the street in the direction he was going, he could have continued on. It shows there's nobody to the left of his vehicle.
Why don't you play the video as
Sure.
you got it set up and kind of walk me through what we see?
Okay. So this construction barrier that you see here, that is where eventually you're going to see the hood of the agent's car stop. You see
the front.
You see the front. That is the front of the agent's car. The quote ramming has just happened. And right now the agent is opening his driver's side door. He's jumping out, and within 2 seconds, according to a stopwatch, he's shooting his gun 5 times. So now you'll see Miramar's car sort of come at a bend. Like, so she's in the far left lane. She goes towards the curb away from the agents and then comes back. There's
You've
nobody
seen no
else.
evidence of 10 people, a
How
caravan.
they see
I
all
don't see
that
10
shit?
people, and I certainly don't see anybody in the lane in front of him. Why can he not go forward?
Court proceedings also uncovered text messages from Agent Exum. In one exchange with fellow agents, he appeared to brag about the shooting, writing, quote, "I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys."
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Body camera footage discussed in court also revealed that an agent in Exum's car, while holding a weapon, said, "Do something, bitch." Seconds later, Agent Exum opened fire. What do you think he meant by that?
I feel like he wants.
Man, hold on, man. I ain't even gotta hear. We ain't gotta hear a response because, like, nigga, what you mean? What you
The
mean?
guy who shot good said that, like, fucking
That's what
bitch,
I'm
after
saying.
he
Like,
shot her.
what do you think he means by that? Do something.
What you think he means, right?
Like, yeah.
What you
If
think
I
he
was just
means
walking there,
by
and be like,
that,
do something,
bitch?
bitch. She probably be like, "Oh my god, I'm finna get assaulted." Like, what the fuck did you think this motherfucker
Yeah,
saying shit like that?
with a
Like,
gun
bro,
at you. I've seen the
bro,
niggas do it on the street plenty times. I never question what is their motive. I
yeah.
wonder what they're
What
thinking.
is this guy thinking?
No,
Oh my god. And I feel like that's the problem with this. Like, some of this journalism is not real, bro.
yeah,
It's scripted ass, you know what I'm saying? Unhuman ass shit, bro. This woman damn near on the brink of tears, reliving her memories of being shot and just thinking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to let my people know, like, hey, be on the lookout. They out here.
and this
That's
bitch
it.
remembering her job of get the story. Ice is evil, whatever her angle is, whether she be right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just heartless, robotic bullshit.
Did anybody say anything about shock jock investigative journalist being needed here?
Oh,
I texted said.
Oh yeah, man. What's up with it, Miss Cynthia? How you
I
doing?
told her because me and her been talking about
Hey,
ice so much.
how's it
Like
going?
when you first
Oh,
started, you
good.
said he's gonna talk about ice. I texted her. I don't even know. Oh yeah, we talking about ice now. Yeah.
We talking about ice right now. We mainly been talking about ice, and
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be.
I've been
It's just
watching.
different stories.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching.
I am gonna hop over to his exonerated man. Oh, exonerate. Yeah, well, I'm gonna talk about it just for a little minute, a little brief moment, and we're gonna hop back on ice after this video. But
Okay.
yeah, man. This shit is just sad to me, bro. Like,
Oh, you know what I want to talk to you about, Jay, and since you're here, the video. I think did I just send you that video in Chucks? Was that you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where they said that you don't need a judge to sign a warrant no more. I want to.
Yeah, I heard
there's a
that.
video for that shit.
Yeah, I was just watching that first.
Oh, you played that one?
That was the first video we was talking about.
Okay.
They're not using judicial warrants anymore.
Yeah.
They're gonna get them straight from the administrators or whatever
Yeah.
at these ICE courts.
That's just yes. We were
They're going
talking about. I
to
know we played the
private
video.
property because technically they feel like the Constitution protects private property, which we all know it does. I mean, that's what niggas are arguing all shit. This is what life of America is: private property, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, nigga. Let's stop playing games, man. But
You cannot. We've known that all our lives, not unless a judge signed the warrant. That's probably some chaotic, robotic nonsense too. But we've always been able to say that. Now, motherfucker gonna say, no, so and so signed a piece of paper, and it'll say again from this news story. That's right, we did watch it. That it looks like they're gonna say that they had due process, so we can just deport them. And due process will be we sent them a letter, he never showed up. It'll be that shit in the end.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
But, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and shift to this other video real quick. Well, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let it finish out. I don't got but like a minute left.
Wanted me to do something. Like he was just like trigger happy. He was just like, yeah, like do something. Like, yeah, I want you to do something. Provoke us.
In a statement, Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, quote, on October 4th, Border Patrol law enforcement officers were ambushed by domestic terrorists that rammed federal agents with their vehicles. McLaughlin also said Martinez was, quote, armed with a semi-automatic weapon and has a history of doxing federal agents. Were you carrying a
It's so
semi-automatic?
evil.
Actually, it was a handgun, but it was in
She,
my purse in a holster. Living on the south side as a girl, it's dangerous. You can't even walk alone.
Department of Homeland Security also says that you were doxing immigration agents, that you'd posted their personal information online so that they could be
she's
harassed.
probably in one of those ICE groups.
Somebody put out this, it wasn't like his information, but it was like his YouTube. He was like a YouTuber and he had a book, and they just put out that information out. And I
So YouTube is out here ICE agents.
And a book. Yeah, I
So we
think
got
he's
going
trying to
and writing
get
book.
notice. He's
Damn,
trying to
ICE
get notice.
It must not be enough immigrants out here that they got all this other time to do all this other shit, man.
You're right.
Damn.
This nigga's an author, YouTuber.
I mean, y'all hear about the pastor that they went to the man's church? You know what I'm saying? Supposedly he was a
Yeah, Don
pastor
Lemon. I
by
wonder what that shit was
Deacon.
about.
Yeah, and the ICE administrator or some shit like that.
Oh, you're not talking about Don Lemon go fast? I heard he walked into someone's church and they got charged.
Oh, really? Was Don Lemon was? I don't know.
Don
I
Lemon,
don't know
a
if it's
group of
Don Lemon or not. I
protesters,
just seen the
Don Lemon
story.
was in there.
I just seen the story briefly when I was scrolling through some shit on TikTok. But and people just it was a lot of people talking about the story one way or the other. Cause it was
I
something
don't
else,
know
like,
about the story. I don't even know why he went in there and would disrupt the church. What kind of? Oh, I
I don't know
remember.
if
I
it was.
saw
I
the
don't know about.
video.
I don't know if it was Don Lemon though. I
It
thought
was
it was
a
like
white dude. It was Don Lemon. He was talking to a white dude. He was a pastor, and he was asking, "How come you haven't did something?" And he's like, "I'm here to talk about the word of God." Yeah, but how come you haven't mentioned so and so? He's like, "I'm here to talk about the word of God." But you didn't say in his church, then and I just saw that he gonna get charged for it.
I thought from the stories I was seeing, I thought it was protesters in general. Was he with a bunch of protesters?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Shit. Damn. Don Lemon out here, you know what I'm saying, running up in people's churches and shit. His sassy ass, man. No disrespect to the community.
His sassy ass. I didn't know he was gay till 2 days ago, man. I don't watch that, dude.
Yeah, I might see him on CNN. You know, shit. I'm living in the black household. CNN will be on every once in a while. I see him on there.
Yeah.
Talking about different shit, man.
Yeah. My buddy loves him. Batman, the auditor, she loves that dude. And he came to Chicago. She lives here, but she hadn't been going out in a while. She don't really go out unless she go out with us, and we're going out with Nera, but she don't go out on her own. And she heard that motherfucker was here. She was like, "I'm getting on the L, Joe. Why don't you meet me at so and so?" She came out. I don't know if she ever got to meet him. She came out 2-3 times. I don't think she ever got to meet him and shit. One time he had just left when we got there, and she was so mad.
Yeah, man. Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about when I don't know if this is what you call like some kind of I don't know what you call this shit, man. Really, I feel like this is a bullshit gesture, but I'm gonna just let them explain it real quick, man, because this shit right here just kind of pissed me off, man, when I watched this earlier.
One of the most significant moments in Dallas history could happen later on this week. So what's happening here? County commissioners are expected to exonerate a man who was convicted and then executed for a murder the county now says 70 years later that he did not commit. Our JD Miles tonight looking back at the case and how a broken justice system could have led to such a shameful chapter of our history.
Looking into his eyes on this film from inside a Dallas courtroom, you can only imagine what was going through the mind of Tommy Lee Walker. His unbroken stare into the camera appears to look for reason and fairness that too often didn't exist in 1956.
The said warden is hereby directed and commanded to pass and cause to be passed through the body of you, Tommy Lee Walker,
Oh
the
my
current
God.
of electricity of sufficient intensity to cause the death of you, Tommy Lee Walker.
A judge sentenced the 21-year-old to death in the electric chair for
Hey,
a murder
pause,
that
Jay.
overwhelming evidence shows he didn't commit.
This is what I accuse. Usually I'm calling them white people, but this is what I accuse people of, period. Right now, we can look, I won't say white people, so I can just say it the way I normally say it. White people look at that and think, oh my God, it was so obvious. That was so wrong. But today, the same thing will be going on. They'll be like, but Joe, they had this and that. But if he said this, their vision won't hold. And when I say white people, it's usually just to provoke. Most people are monkeys and apes and follow parrot what the fuck and will
Yeah,
parrot that
no doubt.
bullshit.
Yeah. And it's niggas that literally be over here like the whole like situation. Like I'm not necessarily gonna say that he's innocent or nothing, but it just say Carmelo Anthony just to throw out a name because you know what I'm saying. He popped up in my head. Not, and I don't think I actually think he's guilty. To be honest with you,
I don't even know what
Hey,
he accused of. I assume is SAF is a bad because he play ball.
not insane, but he stabbed the boy. You know, have you heard about the Frisco
Oh,
truck?
that Carmelo. I thought you talking about the ball, the kid. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing with his situation, man, like I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I know a lot of people are arguing different things, saying that he needed to defend himself and all this different shit like that. So what happens in court, that's what we'll find out. But my thing is like let's just say that he ends up being found guilty and they just go extreme with it. Like this man gets killed. You know what I'm saying? Anything or just a long amount of time. That's
All right.
I feel like that's injustice. Even though let's just say he killed that boy. I feel like young kids, we shouldn't be just throwing them away forever.
I
When
think
kids do
what you're
that shit,
saying
like
is that a lot of it's political
yeah, like we shouldn't be
or
throwing a whole bunch of time at a 17-year-old off of a tussle that ended up they went bad. Like, yeah, give him 10 or something like that. Maybe he can get out in 5. He really rehabilitate and shit. But throwing him in there for 20, 30 years with hardened criminals, bro, and then expecting these people to be anything else but that. That just hurt my soul right there. But man, let me let this continue real quick, man. Cause this right here this a sad one, dog. You can see it in that man's eyes. He was like, "Damn, these motherfuckers just ain't trying to hear nothing. I got to fucking say any fucking way." Like, I'm finna, nigga probably was like, "Damn, I'm finna fry because of this bullshit, bro." Like,
it's not difficult to fathom probably what happened. They grabbed the first quote Negro they saw.
Dallas County Commissioner John Wiley Price says that period in the city's history was scarred by racial injustice. It was in this part of Northwest Dallas near Love Field in 1953 when a 31-year-old woman was murdered at night while walking to a bus stop. There were no witnesses, no evidence left behind, just racial hysteria and unfounded claims that it was committed by a black man.
The Klan was basically rampant here.
Tommy Lee Walker lived across town from the murder scene near a park close to Baylor Hospital. He was among countless young black men rounded up for questioning, with some in the white community demanding justice, even at the cost of arresting the wrong man.
And that's kind of what happened here, I guess.
Yeah, from all the evidence that has come to light, that's exactly what happened. And I guess, the real travesty of this is that Tommy had an alibi.
9 people confirmed Walker's alibi that on the night of the murder, he was with his pregnant girlfriend, who gave birth to their son the next day.
Now, do you have anything to say why the sentence of law should not be pronounced against you?
Still, he was arrested 4 months after the crime. He says after hours of threats and promises, he was coerced into giving a false confession that he immediately tried to recant. He professed his innocence to the judge after he was convicted and sentenced to death by an all-white jury.
I feel that I have been tricked out of my life.
Oh.
There's a lot of other people that have been convicted for crimes
that committed and was trying to lose. I haven't did anything, and I'm not being trying to lose.
I can't even fathom, JD. It's extremely difficult for me to fathom.
5,000 people attended Walker's funeral, and it's taken 70 years for Dallas to face what in all likelihood was a terrible injustice. The story of Tommy Lee Walker is more than a history lesson. It's a dark, disturbing, cautionary tale of race and its impact on the justice system, which resulted in a young, innocent man being executed by the state of Texas.
The last thing he said before he was executed is, "I'm innocent."
On Wednesday, Price says the Dallas County Commissioner's Court will have evidence of the case presented during a special meeting and then decide whether to pass a symbolic resolution exonerating a man who paid the ultimate price for being wrongly accused of murder.
We think it's appropriate. We may be the first court in the country to do this.
What is this?
Yeah. Motherfucker, if you want to impress me, go get some of the current motherfuckers doing it. They did a study. I think it was in Illinois. One of these freedom people program, and they took X amount of people, and 67% of the people on death row, the DNA cleared them. The governor felt so bad that on his final day as governor, he abolished the death penalty.
Yeah, I got my brother, man, in Indiana, man. He got a little shit going there. He trying to shake right now his damn self, man. And the Innocent Project is working on it and shit, man. So,
Good luck.
praying for that nigga on that, man. Cause
Right.
it's been a long time, 20 years, bro. 20 years, man.
Yeah, I had buddies do that. I got one buddy did 20 years or 21 years. We was 17 years old when he went out. And he came out, we hung out. We hung out hard, and he started blowing because I was selling dope and blowing. And he went out there bad and started stealing shit and selling shit. Then when he ran out of shit to sell, he started robbing motherfuckers. He went out but a matter of months. I don't think he made it a year. And there was a guy caught with an armed robbery. He's still on papers for the first one. So he'll do another 20 or better. I'm like, really? After all that? And I told him when he was, out of your fucking mind? Even doing this, him and his buddy, they thought they had the system beat because he stayed out here out west, and we had a guy out south, a friend of his, and they would switch up. He'd rob somebody out there. His boy would pick the target. He'd pick the target here. His boy never came through, and he's steady robbing niggas on the other end, doing splitting the booty. Over here, he'd be like, "Oh, his buddy, I left the gun in the car. Oh, dude ran and got away. Nothing successful." And he keeping it up. I'm like, "You an idiot, bro." He got popped.
Man, I don't know, man. It's a sad situation though, man. And this shit happen too often. And the fact that we're the highest exonerated people because of the trumped up charges. You talking about trumped up charges, man, that they talk about Trump got, man. And he said he can relate to black people because of that shit. Man, that shit right there, bro.
Yeah,
it's always something like that. But I done heard about this shit all my life. Like even they were saying my uncle got wrongfully convicted and some shit like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You never know what's true or false, but because you know what I'm saying, niggas be doing shit too. I'm not gonna sit here and act like we don't.
We do, and people do, and we probably do certain shit more. But the stats will hold true that blacks get release of shit far more found not guilty, or I forgot how they did a stat far more shit where they don't whatever go through with
overturned cases. There's a lot of exonerations, man, and that shit tell you something, man. Like you sitting here gearing a lot of resources at a small group of people and saying this is where all the crime coming from. Meanwhile, shit, y'all can't find a fucking Zodiac killer, man. All the other motherfuckers. Like, come on, bro.
I would like to see them put that
the whole full
efforts.
Epstein files. What happened to that bullshit?
Somebody said that's already we had released 1% of the files. That's how, and they broke the law because they supposed to release 100% of them. Blah blah blah. They never did that shit. What else you got, man? We going, what else you got? Anything else?
Talk about the Black Panthers and
I forgot you got a company in video.
Yeah, man, we're gonna
Of course you do.
find the video real quick. That'd be like my last
Cynthia, are
little
you
bit.
even here? Because there's no chance she been this quiet this long.
No, I've been here laughing and cracking up. I was just on mute.
What the hell? You ain't had a pain on none of that shit we talked about?
I wanted to see what John Wiley Price was gonna say. What he thinks that would be remember how he was saying it, like what should they get? Because I like what Joe said about y'all should put money into the people that are there now, which is a great idea. I would like to see I have $1 million in his name sent
You
to
want me to
the.
finish playing
There
the
you
video
go.
real quick?
Like, I think it was just like a couple of minutes. So I'm curious to see
Yeah.
because John Wiley Price, you could John.
Well, let's go continue.
Moment going to mean for you?
The arc of justice bends towards justice.
Price
Said
says
that
Walker's
wrong.
now
For sure, I know he
72-year-old
said that
son
wrong.
will
I
be
heard
there
that shit earlier,
to
and I
hopefully
just can't
see
remember
with
it all
his
the way.
own
Did.
eyes the justice his father's eyes
Man, I
seemed
hate
to
that brother.
desperately search for,
But we get a
but could
symbolic
not
victory,
find
I
on
guess,
that day
off of this
in
man's name.
1956.
That's what's really kind of feel like
JD Miles,
this shit was to
CBS
me, man.
News, Texas.
That felt like a symbolic victory, man. And
Well,
I'm not
it's
for that symbolic victory shit.
yeah, I'm curious if this how did this case get reopened? Why was it reopened? What caused it? Well, I guess that's the same thing. And what's the new evidence? What was the evidence
They
there?
didn't say that no evidence, did they? I noticed that too.
So I'm curious to see how this came about.
Well, it would have been timely. They would have, they're news people, and they would have heard that.
Well, this was 3 days ago, and I didn't see
Well, that's
anything
just how
else.
they broke the story, but that still don't explain why they looked into it, why they even looking for new evidence. That don't explain all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're supposed to be holding a conference on this shit. I don't know exactly when that's going to be. That was like I said, this was 3 days ago. So maybe that'll be this week, next week. I don't know exactly per se, but I look for it. I didn't find anything else leading up, like another leading, or a follow up story, not leading, but follow up story. So when I see that, man, hopefully I can, catch it and, talk about it.
Yeah.
'Cause, that shit right there just kind of really, that had pissed me off, man. That was.
It's all a farce. You said something when I was still in chat about how the law. You like the law is kind of like the people who they want to go after the people who so-called lawbreakers, but they don't have to follow any of the laws of the Constitution, any of that. You don't have a problem with them doing it, but you're like, go
They want
rah
somebody to follow
rah.
immigration law, but they won't follow constitutional law, and that's
Yeah.
what. Or they'll bend and break constitutional law. Because let's just be honest and real. Like, all right, we all quit citizens and blah blah blah. Shit, we shouldn't have needed. A Voting Rights Act. None of that shit after we
Right.
got amendments, right? Once you amend the Constitution, that should be standard.
They can't just
we've
stop the racism,
And we've
and
seen off the real. I said already the 13th Amendment a loophole fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Because crime is vague, and it all depends on what they decide crime is. Right outside of like the ones we can all somewhat agree: murder, stealing from somebody. You know what I'm saying? These type of things, right?
Right.
I think for the most part, most of society will be like, yeah, that's crime. But
Right.
the other shit, that's when we get all vague and shit, man.
Yeah, when people are not getting hurt, we can be pretty much all along the lines if you hurt and steal from a motherfucker. But a guy like me, I don't want you calling me a criminal because I'm smoking weed. In fact, I think that you don't even understand what the definition means if you call me a criminal because I'm smoking weed. I'd have never agreed to it that this new land, a criminal would be whatever a person randomly decides. It'd have to be, logical and all of that bullshit and hurting people. Because everybody said, yeah, it's a crime if you hurt or steal. So of course we don't want crime. We vote you in, and then motherfuckers say, it's a crime to do 60 and a 50. Not really a criminal. Though he was fucking, I heard the music he was playing. It was gay as fuck. It wasn't really a crime. He's soft. Yeah, he was going 56 and the speed limit was 50. He's a criminal now. No, not really. He can't be.
Oh man, not trying to just show me just a video of just him when he was talking out there. I guess I'm gonna just play this guy video, man. Fuck it. I'm not monetizing none of that shit any damn way. Hold on, okay.
The problem I see with that, Joe, is like the driving in the 50 and the 60, and it's not a crime, right? But then you hit somebody,
That's
right?
definitely a crime.
But is it though, right?
Are you
Because
hitting
it's like,
people? Yes, you hurt someone.
no,
Okay, go
hang
ahead.
on.
All right.
Because then it's like, hey, I've been in 6 car wrecks myself, and people are like, well, hey, the light was I thought it was yellow and I read it and it was red, and it wasn't my fault. She took off too soon. Like that's where that gray area is gonna come in, because it's gonna be like I wasn't speeding, because it's not a crime to speed. So I wasn't breaking the law. They shouldn't have been driving that slow. So that's,
I'm not sure what your point is, that people
it's
will
a
lie.
it's a gray area because people could use it to their benefit, and they could use it
People will lie about, not only about speeding, no matter what
right.
speed limits you make it, they're gonna
Right,
lie
but
and
it
say
would
I
be
wasn't doing
easier,
it,
but
and for every other crime too.
it's easier to get away with it when it's not viewed as a crime. Like if we didn't have red lights,
You
and
should get away with it because it's not a crime, is my point. They didn't hurt anyone. It's not a crime.
but what I'm telling you is, okay, let's say somebody runs a red, well, there's no lights. It's my turn to go, but they
Right.
hit me, but they didn't commit a crime because there's nothing telling them not to go.
But if someone hit someone, there was a crime, right? You're saying you may not be able to figure it out, but you're saying there was a crime, yeah? Someone
Well,
hit someone.
someone hit someone, but you can now blame it on the person that got hit. They shouldn't have been there. I was already coming. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
sure. No, I don't know what you mean. If
But
you sound like you're saying that but okay, the reason it should be a crime, because on the off chance that someone has an accident, they may use speeding as a lie to help them get out of it. That seems just
no, there's
arbitrary.
no baseline to judge it by. The baseline is wavy. It could go this way, it could go that way. There's no baseline. At some point there has to be a baseline of set rules to have a foundation.
I'm okay with rules and that type of stuff. Just the punishment is where I always seem to have a problem with. Like I see the logic of having traffic signs and shit, especially if people ain't been there. They don't know how fast they can safely go on the roads and all of that shit. Problem is, if someone doesn't follow that, I don't think you get to take his car and all that. Now you're evil as fuck, because he was going 4 miles over, and I know you all did it today. Every one of you niggas. For you to do that, you're suddenly evil as fuck.
But nobody's taking my car away. They give me a ticket, but they're not taking my car away unless, of course, I've got narcotics in the car, or I don't have insurance, or I don't have a driver's license. Like they're 4 miles over, they're not taking my car.
I'm not okay with them
who car got
robbing me.
took? I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got zoned out for a minute looking for the video and shit.
I'm not even okay with them robbing me. I don't owe them money because I went 4 miles over the speed limit.
Why not? That again, that's that baseline. Okay, you went 4 miles over and you broke the law, no big deal. Like they got to hit your
wait
lesson.
If that is true, if you believe that and the courts believe that, every time you go 4 miles over and you catch yourself, you send them $200 for a ticket because you believe that is the standard. Am I correct? You send that money every time you catch yourself going 4 miles over?
Every time. I always think about it like this when I'm on the road, especially when I was always not driving the cleanest. I always thought of the cops like the sharks in the sea.
Everybody
and I was a fish. My job was to always dodge the sharks. But of course, you got to swim with the sharks. So if you're going to swim with the sharks, make sure to stay out of the way, go less notice. But if you get caught, it's just the game you played. So Yes, if I get caught by the sharks going 4 miles over, I got caught by the sharks going 4 miles over.
No, that wasn't my question. You moved it a bit.
No, but if they're not around, of course I'm gonna keep going 4, 5, 6, 7 miles over. The game is I got caught though.
I get that you're okay. I get that you're talking about something there, but it is not what I'm talking about. I was merely asking. I wasn't asking, would you go to jail if you get caught with
No,
drugs?
you're saying would I automatically pay it every time I went forward?
Yes. Do you believe it's
I
wrong?
didn't get caught though.
Do you believe? You're saying.
Yeah.
Wait,
if I would have got caught,
right.
Yeah, I would have paid it. But if I didn't get caught, why am I going to pay it? I didn't get caught.
I don't even know what to do about the fact. The first thing that pops in my head is that if a guy murdered someone, you wouldn't be like, hey, if he didn't get caught, he should get away with it. That's my first thought where that logic is going to lead.
It all depends on who he murdered, right?
Yeah, and that's not the same thing. He's going to get caught. He might not get caught 24 hours, but he's going to get caught.
Well, that's not true. Some places have massive uncleared murder rates.
Yeah, I mean, 50% of all the murders is definitely unsolved. So we got to start there.
Right. So, but they're still being searched or investigated now. How good, how thorough, we could definitely argue that. But
I'm saying, do you want them to get away with murder like you want?
I want to say, or 60% percentile since like the 90s. I want to say.
Do you want them to get away with murder? The way you got away with that ticket?
No, of course I don't want them to get away with murder.
Okay, but you want to get away with that ticket?
What if they murder somebody bad?
Murder's still murder.
I don't know.
Murder hurts someone. Speeding did not.
You can't say you can say it's someone bad, like by judging society, but you watch the crime shows all the time. You see my daddy was the mass murderer, but to me, he was the best daddy in the world. Like there's always somebody, like he could be the meanest person, but there's somebody that's not going to see him that way. Whether that person's crazy or not. So I'm saying murder. That's why I say murder is murder. I cannot place that value on one life over another.
Let me try to get to your logic. I'm not sure I understand about the speeding thing. Let's assume that I'm doing 50 miles per hour and the accident occurs. We get into an accident. Ain't the guy still going to lie about the speed? I'm not sure why he was going 4 miles over.
No, but yeah, but of course he's going to lie. There's no lights. There's no nothing.
Right. So nothing changed. Why would I owe you money or you want me to? Nothing changed.
Because that's when you took away the baseline. That's why I'm saying that there's a base.
Why it's random? If they're gonna lie anyway, what good is the baseline?
But you can lie all you want to lie, but sir, the light was red. You were supposed to stop. I have 2 witnesses saying the light was red.
Well, yes. If there's video,
but no. Well, first of all,
there's no video.
That's a whole different ball game now.
All right, cool. Well, if there's no
but
video,
what I'm saying is that no, there's eyewitnesses. No, we were stopped at the red light. But if there's no light system because it doesn't matter to you who drives, it doesn't matter.
No. I think there is. So there should be signs and street lights and all of that.
There's no speed limits, but y'all are gonna have lights in your new world.
No, I said they are speed limits and shit. But if you break them, the penalty I don't agree with.
Oh, so you don't think there should be a penalty?
In most cases, no. In most cases, no one's harmed.
Then who's gonna abide by them? There's gonna be no penalty. I don't give a fuck. No cop's gonna pull me over.
Yes, it don't really matter if you abide by them as long as you cautious and don't put people's lives in danger, which is what people do anyway.
Right. So
I don't need someone taking my money because they think I know this corner states at 50. I drive it every day, but because the sign said 40. I got to be a goofball. No, as long as I didn't hurt nobody, of course you leave me the fuck alone. At least that's what I'm thinking. But just because a motherfucker broke that random so-and-so, the state decided, you know what, a new guy came in the office and said, I'm going to drop the speed limit from 55 to 45.
I've never seen him drop it. And at least in my area, Texas.
All states came up with their own, right? Remember that? Well, they had the opportunity. I don't know if they all changed, but they all had the opportunity to come up with their own speed limits. Some of them went lower, some of them went higher, but a lot of them changed it. But it's still for the conversation here. If some guy comes into office and moves it from 45 to 55, now 45 is your baseline. Isn't it just as arbitrary as 55? It saved more lives, so he made it 45. So it's logical. No, it's not, because if I make it 35, it'll save even more. If he breaks that, and just in case he has an accident, everyone should pay, because one guy may have an accident one day. Everybody should have to pay.
I'm so lost in your story. I don't even know what you're saying.
I'm lost in y'all whole.
You know, I'm doing a lot of
whole
hand
little
movements
thing,
over
man.
here.
But let's get into this video.
I'm
real
doing
quick.
a lot of hand movements that you can't see and shit that would have helped. Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what else?
Wow.
I'm not explaining it well. Anyway,
This guy kind of got he also has more of a negative view of this new Black Panther thing. So
it's okay. It's Black
view by the
Panther.
title, it's already showing that he feels that they've been exposed, because he's gonna bring up some of the founding fathers' descendants having some problems with what they did.
He hating.
I'm going to try to make this video as calmly as possible. My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay? My handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. I got birth certificate, paperwork, and a whole bunch of Newtons who are ready to listen. This goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about
shut
to
your dumb ass
because you guys you are not going to defame my uncle's name like that. We're not doing that. See you in court.
And you already know what I say. Make
Okay,
that.
Ted,
Look, today I'm a little under the weather. I wasn't even going to do a video today, but like Jordan in Game 5, I couldn't resist. You out here quoting Fred Hampton. You out here quoting Huey P. Newton, and their family members are calling you a fraud. And look, I'm far from perfect. I'm not perfect at all, but I'm not out here calling myself the chairman of the Black Panther Party. What you talking about, Willis? That's disrespectful as hell. These people, bro, it's people that died for that name. It's people that's still in prison for life for that name, that gave up their freedom for that name. Then I say, wait. All the way up to 2024, you was gangbanging. And last year, you gonna tell me you the chairman of the Black Panther Party? Man, run the tape.
Top story at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Thompson.
And I'm Sherry Jones. The possibility of a gang is causing concern for people who live in the area around Sandhurst and Averill Drive, not far from Waverly Road. Kara Lake is here for you now in our studio. Kara, what does the police chief have to say about all this?
Well, Chief Daryl Green told me that they are taking this very seriously. They've added extra patrols in the area after receiving reports of concerning graffiti. And because of this situation, the people we spoke to did not want to show their faces on camera.
It's a very quiet neighborhood normally.
Graffiti?
We have a lot of retired people, a lot of working people on the street. Some families have moved in.
But now things are changing.
Didn't want to show her
The
face
last,
because
I would say,
she's
month or
trans.
two is when we've noticed some things happening around the neighborhood.
People who live there say they're noticing more graffiti.
And it said Bloods, and it was in red. And I was like, whoa, that's not good.
Yeah, I seen that graffiti on the sidewalks.
Says one person who has lived here for more than 50 years.
It looks a little concerning. I mean, my son has considered me us leaving or something there.
What?
Yeah, man, it's kind of dry so far, man. I was actually thought I was looking at the video I had already watched. This is actually a new video of him. I guess they trying to he exposing this guy for being a pyro, which I think people had already said on day one. Like he even had like another photo of him in like some kind of, I don't know, the bulletproof that had pyro written on it and stuff.
The way I look at it, if he's telling me a story on graffiti, when you're trying to expose this nigga, I have no idea what the fuck, I have no confidence in you anymore and all of that shit. You lead with your best evidence and all of that bullshit. Graffiti tells me you're worthless, you're reaching, and you're probably trying to paint a picture. Those are my first thoughts when I see something like that happen. Trump, if I could, when he went to court, I forgot, I think 80 times he went to court saying the election was stolen. And he led with his good shit. And they chastised the fuck out of them lawyers for lying and all of that bullshit. And was like, you mean you got no evidence? No. Didn't you say that you had evidence? They chastised him.
Yeah, man, that nigga came out of there with that shit and then tried to get them people to create that shit for him. That's what that
Yeah.
was.
Yes,
He
exactly.
couldn't find enough people to do it. So they
Yes.
found out that shit was a fraud easily. And then all the
And
claims he was
the fact that his good evidence got shot down so fast, when people were still hanging in there with the stolen election shit, I'm like, you understand at this point, he's been to court 27 times, right? The court judges that he's appointed are shooting his shit down at this point, that's how I feel about this clown. He's giving me, but it was graffiti on the sidewalk, Joe. Where's your good shit, man?
But I guess they're trying to say because he been gang banging all the way up to this time. Like, is he really a Black Panther? Is like the
So
fact
gay,
that
though.
this
So gay.
Black
I'm
Panther
picturing little
Party,
kids out there
like
with chalk and shit. So gay.
a picture that came up on Facebook today. It had all them like it was a group of them in a picture. You know what I'm saying? And only like 3 of them black in the Black Panther Party.
Fred
They had a
Hampton.
Chinese girl on there that looked like she was like a stud or something. They had
That's funny.
they
Fred
had
Hampton Jr. is in a suburb next to me, right? And he hang with a lot of my guys. All of them is cheese and folk on hustle gang members and shit. I don't know if he has any affiliation, but all the niggas that I know that he fuck with are all in and out and got high ranking and active as fuck. In fact, his security got into it with one of my guys who just got out of jail for about 15 years for doing a murder. And I was trying to piece them niggas out. And my guys always, fuck that shit, Joe, you knew me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was supposed to been going over there to meet them that day, and them niggas fall out. And then I end up in that. That was gonna be my first day meeting them. I gotta, talk these niggas down.
But yeah, man, I mean personally, I feel like when it comes down to it, the Black Panthers wasn't necessarily like these angel type figures, you know what I'm saying? Like
Nobody,
they had
yeah.
views that, you know what I'm saying, some people like probably disagree with. I keep trying to tell them like these niggas were pretty much, you know what I'm saying, trained Marxists and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, communists and shit, which
They
I
would
know
have been
that word.
hated among their contemporaries. They would have been hated like Martin Luther King was hated. He was considered the most dangerous man in America, all of that. He was hated. As Chris revisionary bullshit, like he was a hero. It's like you telling me that old man didn't do it after he done killed him 70 years ago. It's worthless. You ain't learned how to deal with the now. Motherfucker, I'm telling you right now, white motherfuckers 4 times more likely to have drugs and alcohol when pulled over. Why is it that a fucking black man is 7 times more likely to get pulled over? What are we gonna do? 70 years from now, you're going to tell me a story about how somebody got shot and we should have known how racist it is. You're going to throw me a news story. Do something now.
Yeah, I feel you, but what I was trying to get to is like the ideas they had are really so radical, bro, that you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think that radical is that bad, like to me, like because I know some people communism is a bad word and we should never talk about
They're
communism.
trained
Blah,
to,
blah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel like number one, it's already been here. They're trying to get rid of the dollar as we speak, and it probably will be over with. Trump don't went to crypto. His first term, fuck crypto, right? It was this bad things, the devil, right? Now all of a sudden, crypto, he making billions of dollars off crypto right now. What's something that will weaken our dollar? He's wanting everybody and all Americans to invest into it. Why is
And
that?
it's in the open too that you can donate $1 million to him in that crypto shit. And he'll pardon your drug dealer son or whatever. It's endless cases of that shit. It never ends. There's a new one every day. And apparently there's nothing to do with it because they're paying them in crypto.
I don't know. I didn't even know about that, but I know that he pretty much
Yeah.
will pardon anybody, and he will pardon anybody that had enough money. I didn't know he was selling it on the online like that, like just $1 million. I thought it was $1 million for the what's that super green card he want? Or the gold card? My fault.
Oh yeah, that
Gold
too.
card.
That's
I
right.
thought
You
that
can get in
was
if you got $1 million. You move straight to the line as an
man. Trump
immigrant.
making so much fucking money right now. This shit is sad, dog.
Man, Trump. Type this into YouTube. Trump pardons for money. It should be so much shit. I know on the regular if you did it in Google and shit, but since you do it on YouTube and see the different stories that pop up, because he's pardoned so many motherfuckers for money. Don't even say who, just Trump pardons for money. They should suggest a half a dozen motherfuckers. All like big time niggas. And blatant. He had Mar-a-Lago, right? Throwing parties, for $1 million, and everybody you pay, get a chance to come to them and kiss the ring, tell them what they want. And this is what they wanted my son partner, and he's doing it.
Seeing a bunch of old shit like 2 months ago, which is funny.
That's it. It's been going on forever. See, or short would be even better.
Should be some more recent shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
go
on purpose.
to the short too. If the old shit, the reason it would have probably popped up because it could be that shit I was just talking about. It was so blatant that it would defeat and run the analog. It would dominate the analog.
I remember talking about the Chinese guy right there.
Well, it's not called the algorithm. I'm an idiot. Rachel. Is that Rachel? She hits good, man. She hates Trump. In the middle, hit Rachel Maddow. Ain't that her in the purple? Yeah.
I don't know if that's Rachel Maddow.
So far this year, the president has pardoned or shortened the sentences of more than 1,600 people. The latest pardon was for a cryptocurrency tycoon who is known as CZ. The company CZ founded, Binance, helped boost the profile of the Trump family's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial. He pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws.
Right.
The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that. And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
You ready? You say, hold on. You ready? I don't know who he is.
It's a money factory. I didn't know that.
Well, that nigga off the chain, bro. That nigga's off the chain, bro. This shit, and it shouldn't even be funny, but it is, bro.
Right.
It just is, man.
And if you click on another one, I bet you it's a different person and a different person and a different person. He's done it so much.
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely been a lot of people. I know that for a fact. I didn't know that he was
all of them through
on advertisement online. Like, just come get $1 million. I mean, just pay me this $1 million in this crypto and bro. I didn't know he was doing it like that. Like, I thought it was pretty much more. You had to do more back deal. Like he leaving a paper trail. He don't even give a fuck, bro. Not a paper trail, a digital footprint. My fault. A digital.
Digital footprint. He feel like, man, if I can get away with it, I am. He's gonna be
back in 2017 when many of us were young.
My bad. I was gonna see what this.
Younger and less gray, and I'm pretty gray right now. I covered my first ever Trump pardon, the one he gave Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Crazy Joe. It made me furious. The headline I wrote at the time speaks for itself. This was his first pardon ever. The reason that pardon stuck in my craw was not that Trump had just rewarded one of his biggest campaign supporters. That was kind of expected. But the fact that he pardoned someone who had just been convicted of criminal contempt of court. And in this case, Trump's own Justice Department had prosecuted Arpaio for not following court orders. Think about that. A law enforcement officer ordered to stop violating these people's civil rights, and his response was no. Of course, that was only the beginning. In his first term alone, Trump's use and abuse of the pardon power stood out because even then, there was a method to the madness. Now, during Trump's first term, he pardoned a total of 238 people. Pretty stingy, all things considered. But in the first 10 months of his second term, he's already at nearly 2,000. Back in 2017, when many of us were younger and less gray, and I'm pretty gray.
That's crazy.
He learned the ins and outs the first term. He said
did.
he's going to do it better the second
He
time.
did. He like, I was bullshit the first time. Now that I know, it's on.
I'm about to be set for life because they don't really make that much after retirement, after they leave the office.
Well, he's become many times over since he became president.
I think he done pretty much sealed the deal on probably being one of the most highest earning niggas, and you know what I'm saying, especially in office.
Nah.
I think so, yeah, because most of the people make money out after they leave office. They go and speak, and shit. They probably end up maybe even helping lobby.
Ain't none of them made the kind of money he made anyway. They talking about millions and tens of millions, hundreds if the motherfucker extremely fortunate. He talking about multiple billions of dollars. Ain't no other president can say that shit.
It all comes down to the money. I mean, at the end of the day, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yes, nigga, I ain't gonna be president for 4 years. Fuck what you talking about, nigga. Catch me on the back end.
Like, we always have had people on both sides of the political spectrum saying how this president selling us out for this or doing this and doing that, and they never got to this kind of scale that we are at right now. And the fact that this is somebody's favorite president out here, man. Like this, like
of course,
it's the greatest guy right here, bro. Like it's wild.
You know this I gotta bring up how like throughout the time when I was a kid, everybody like David Duke, that was his name. All the white racists they like David Duke, and everybody like, but that nigga ain't a racist. It's not a coincidence that all of them niggas like him. That's the way I feel about Trump. He's a great so-and-so, motherfuckers who can't see his racist tendencies.
They can't see it. They align with it.
Yes, very good. Yeah, you're right. Most of them think that, that he's a new white fucking so-and-so. But how do the other people who are not them not see that? Right? They'll be like, I got no idea what you're talking about, Joe. You know,
they're really that too.
I mean, see, my thing is what I've been learning because I'm taking this history class and shit right now, some little bullshit. But the guy, like I was saying in the beginning, he's very liberal and shit, man, real super liberal motherfucker, man. And he was just talking about he just kept wanting to get the class to say like who's the problem, who's creating this shit. You know, I'm not saying shit though, but you know, rich white men. Everybody I said it like twice already in the class, like because me and him, I was like, it's like I came in late my first day, and it's like the shit he was talking about was right in the Reconstruction era and shit. And I done talked about that a lot on my show on different occasions and shit. So I'm just clicking with him on a lot of the shit he's talking about and shit. So I stopped answering questions, so I didn't have to be the nigga answering all the fucking questions and shit in class and shit.
I bet that.
It was getting quiet in that motherfucker, man. And it's like he's just waiting for somebody to answer and shit. Like, yeah, rich men, yes. And then finally, you know what I'm saying? It was like the little white girl behind me. She just kept saying it and saying there's one white boy behind her. He was like, oh my God.
Black fatigue.
Big tall white boy too, man. I think he was a baseball player up there or something. Yeah, anyway, he wasn't feeling that shit, man. I like, man, that do suck though to be in class. Like if they wasn't saying like niggas in that bitch just to kind of relate with them, nigga, I'd be like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to say my first thought is that what the fuck is he doing in class talking that dumb shit? The teacher. Nigga, keep your political opinions to yourself. That's my first.
I mean, but it's also grown. I don't know. That's the craziest part about it. It's still a fact, though. It's still a fucking fact.
Yeah, but that's like me saying that most school shooters are white people. It's not indicative of all white people, man. And I'm trying to mislead you to make you think that white people are bad by saying it. There's a hazard there. You can say anything that may be a fact. But you're trying to say something by it. He ain't just giving me a fact that white man is rich.
He was talking about what was codified into law and who in particular, because he didn't just wanted you to say rich. He didn't want you to just say white men, but also rich white
men,
men of power. You know what I'm saying? Right. Throwing that shit like it's
all right. Maybe it was time for the term.
Time to use it. It still sounds like some critical race theory, low key to me. Like a little bit, like he seemed like he leaned on that edge a little bit. Just
that'd be my first thought. Yeah. Okay, well, if you feel it, then maybe I'm not crazy.
No, I ain't saying that I necessarily would. Like I say, it is kind of hectic, bro. Like I say, but it's a college class and shit. I don't know. This is how he teach it. So it ain't that I'm rocking with it, but it's just like I know the subject matter, and I'm like, shit, these are facts, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I did feel for the white boy when he did that, man. It was like I didn't even feel like on some midnight hoe ass nigga.
I
Shut up.
didn't sign up and pay
Usually
money
I'll be
for
like,
this
hoe ass nigga,
shit.
shut your ass up, nigga, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? Feel like almost ready to get on his ass, but I felt it. I felt that
Oh,
nigga. All
shit.
right, damn. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
get ready to go out, man. Like,
All
my
right.
whole little point about the whole show, man, was really just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like black people do need to fight with ICE. Not fight with ICE, but fight against ICE. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do need to rally behind that same cause. We don't necessarily have to be out there marching and fighting and shit, but just
Right.
being against what's happening. I see a lot of black people, a lot of
Back up,
different
back
people
up,
right
back
now.
up, back up, back up.
Well,
Are
okay,
you
we ain't going this too long, but yeah.
are you sure we ain't got to be out there marching and fighting? What the fuck are we gonna do if not? I mean, that's the basic. That's the start. Marching and
I
fighting.
mean,
Until
shoot,
people.
we can help organize the white folks that's out there marching right now. Sure, yeah. You don't
We
see,
can get them water.
Yeah, right. We gotta do something
all
like
that
Sin
shit,
ain't
man.
helping them
We can
CA
be a lot. We can
fucking
do a lot of
getting
behind the
money and
scenes
water for
shit,
them
bro.
niggas in
We can make
Texas.
signs. They can come pick up the signs. We can make sandwiches. And I kind of agree with Jalen. Like, not every fight's got to be in the street. And I do appreciate the street fighters, but some of those fights got to be in strategy
Oh,
and
I agree with you.
systems
I agree. The shit you say you're
and
doing, that's
teaching
fighting.
and fairness and stuff like that. Like, every fighter's a different fight.
Yeah, the
But
shit
my
you're
thing
doing
is
is a
that we
fight.
have to
Helping
join in
motherfuckers
unison.
who need it. You
Mhm.
know, that's a fight. And it's worthy, like helping homeless motherfuckers or feeding people and
Oh
shit. You're
yeah,
doing shit along them
Jalen,
lines.
Duke and
Huh?
I are doing our thing again tomorrow. We're raising money, and then we're gonna take the money and go take water to people like we did in 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool, right? That's really
That's
cool.
cool.
Duke be on. When he be on a good thing, he be on a good thing.
You know them niggas in Colorado are so bad. I remember we had got reports that it was going to be the worst winter storm Colorado had seen in 20 years and all of that shit. And it was coming fast. So we went and got blankets and stuff that, people going to need and went out there. And as we're out there, the police done picked the same moment because they see the storm coming in too to strip people of their tarps and tents and shit. I'm like, what kind of lousy fuck are you? You wait till today? What the fuck, bro? We be out there throwing blankets and they be out there snatching them fucking pieces of shit.
But yeah, that was my whole thing. Is like, I think we all need to come in unison of like some type of fucked up behavior. Like, if you seen that's you advocate against that type of shit, I have no problem with you doing that. Like, I don't care that you it ain't got to be no it's a color coded thing behind it or
Very
nothing. I
good.
feel like injustice should be matched. You know what I'm saying, with intolerance or whatever. Like, we should be
Hey,
doing
I'm
something to
leaving out on
actively
that.
go
That
against
was
this shit.
perfect, nigga. You closing down anyway, and justice should be met with intolerance. I'm leaving on that. No,
Yeah,
you catch me easy.
I holler at you, man. Y'all be cool, man.
I appreciate you, Jalen. Have a good
All
night.
right. Oh, God, dang.